What if everything you believe is real? Only feels real because your brain tells you it is? Right now, your brain is taking in light, sound, touch, and signals from the world around you. Then it turns those signals into an experience. But here's the strange part. You never actually see reality directly. You only experience the version your brain creates for you. That idea sits at the center of the Matrix. In the movie, people believe they are living normal lives. They go to work, eat food, talk to friends, and sleep at night. But none of it is real. Their minds are trapped inside a system made to control what they see and feel. As Neo begins to wake up to the truth, his entire understanding of reality starts to break apart. The world he trusted suddenly becomes uncertain. Every answer leads to a bigger question. And maybe that is what makes this story so disturbing. Because the movie is not only asking if machines can control people, it is asking something much deeper. Can humans already be programmed without realizing it? Our thoughts, habits, fears, and beliefs are all shaped by something. Family, culture, media, biology, systems around us. Much of what people believe feels natural because they have known it their entire lives. But what if what feels real is only familiar? And what if your mind has been controlled your whole life? Would you take the red pill or stay comfortable? Comment below. What the Matrix really is. In the Matrix, the world people live in is not real. It is a giant artificial system made by machines. Humans believe they are living normal lives, but in truth, their minds are trapped inside a simulated reality called the Matrix. Inside this system, people wake up, go to work, talk to friends, and live everyday lives. Everything feels completely normal to them. The streets, buildings, food, and even the sky all appear real. But none of it actually exists as they think it does. Their real bodies are hidden far away inside large pods created by machines. Humans are connected to wires and systems that keep them alive. The machines use human bodies as energy sources while their minds stay trapped inside the simulation. The reason people cannot tell the difference is that the brain accepts the signals it receives. In the movie, machines send electrical signals directly into the human brain. Those signals create sight, sound, touch, taste, and emotion. To the brain, those signals feel completely real. That is the most important idea in the movie. Reality is not only about what exists outside of you. Reality is also about what your brain believes is happening. If the brain receives the right signals, it accepts the experience as real, even if the world around it is fake. This is why the Matrix works so well. People inside it do not question their lives because everything feels normal. Their senses tell them the world is real, so they accept it without doubt. The movie turns a simple scientific idea into something disturbing. Human experience depends on perception. What you see, hear, and feel is processed by the brain first. Without the brain interpreting signals, reality has no meaning to us. This is what makes The Matrix more than just a science fiction story. It asks a deeper question about human existence itself. If your brain can be controlled by signals, then how do you know your reality is truly real? In the world of The Matrix, perception becomes reality. And once that idea enters your mind, it becomes difficult to stop thinking about it. The brain does not see reality directly. One of the most interesting ideas in The Matrix is that the human brain does not experience reality directly. The movie turns this scientific idea into a disturbing question about human life. Most people believe their eyes show them the world exactly as it is, but that is not fully true. Your eyes do not actually see reality on their own. They collect light from the world around you. That light is turned into electrical signals. Those signals travel through the nervous system into the brain. Then the brain processes the information and creates what you experience as sight. The same thing happens with sound, touch, taste, and smell. Your senses collect information, but your brain builds the final experience. This means humans never directly experience the outside world itself. Instead, the brain creates a version of reality based on signals and interpretation. That is why The Matrix works in the movie. Machines do not need to create a physical reality. They only need to control the signals going into the brain. Once the brain accepts those signals, the experience feels real. This idea may sound strange, but real neuroscience shows something similar. The brain is always interpreting information. It fills gaps, predicts outcomes, and builds a stable version of reality so humans can function normally. Sometimes, this system makes mistakes. Optical illusions are one example. Your brain can be tricked into seeing movement, shape, or color that is not actually there. Dreams are another example. While sleeping, the brain creates entire experiences that can feel completely real. People can feel fear, happiness, pain, or confusion inside dreams, even though nothing is physically happening around them. Hallucinations show this idea even more clearly. A person can hear voices or see things that feel completely real to them, even when those things do not exist outside the mind. All of these points to one unsettling idea. Perception can be manipulated. The brain is powerful, but it is not perfect. It builds reality from information, and if the information changes, the experience changes too. That is why one line sits at the center of the matrix concept. You do not see reality itself. You see your brain's version of reality. Once you understand that idea, the movie starts to feel less like fiction and more like a question about human consciousness itself. Has your mind ever convinced you something was real when it wasn't? DNA and biological programming. One reason the Matrix feels so powerful is that the idea of programming may not only exist in computers. In some ways, biology already works like a kind of code. Inside every human body is DNA. DNA is a biological code that carries instructions for life. It tells the body how to grow, how to function, and how to build different parts of a person. Hair color, eye color, height, and many physical traits are influenced by DNA, but DNA affects more than appearance. It also influences body functions and certain behavioral tendencies. Some people naturally react to stress differently. Some are calmer, while others are more anxious or aggressive. Scientists still study how much behavior comes from genetics and how much comes from life experience, but both clearly matter. This creates an interesting connection to the Matrix. In the movie, machines use digital code to build reality and guide human experience. Everything inside the Matrix follows programming. The world runs on systems, patterns, and instructions written in code. Biology works in a similar way. DNA is also a system of instructions. Instead of computer code, it uses biological information stored inside cells. That information affects how humans develop from the moment they are born. This raises a strange question. If digital code can shape reality inside the Matrix, then could biological code already shape parts of human life in the real world? Humans often believe every decision comes from complete free choice, but many actions happen automatically. Breathing, fear responses, survival instincts, emotional reactions, and even certain habits can happen without conscious thought. Instincts are a simple example. A person may pull away from danger before fully thinking about it. A baby knows how to cry and react before learning language. Many behaviors are deeply connected to biology and inherited patterns. People also inherit traits from parents and earlier generations. This means humans are influenced by systems that existed long before they were born. The Matrix presents humans as programmed by machines. Biology presents humans as influenced by genetic programming. That does not mean humans are robots without choice, but it does suggest that some parts of life may already follow built-in patterns that most people never notice. And this is where the idea becomes unsettling. What if the first Matrix was not digital at all? What if the first system shaping human behavior was biological? The movie never directly says this, but the comparison is difficult to ignore. Digital code controls machines. The biological code influences living organisms. Both are systems built on instructions, and both quietly shape the world from behind the surface. Systems of control. In the Matrix, machines do not control humans through chains or prisons. Most people inside the Matrix do not even realize they are trapped. The system controls them by controlling what they see, hear, and believe. That is what makes the Matrix so powerful. The humans inside it wake up every day believing their world is normal. They follow routines, obey systems, and accept the reality placed in front of them. Because the illusion feels familiar, most people never question it. This idea connects strongly to the real world. Today, people are surrounded by systems that influence how they think and understand reality. The media shape what people pay attention to. Culture affects what society sees as normal or acceptable. Education teaches people how to understand the world. Social pressure influences behavior by rewarding acceptance and discouraging difference. None of these systems is exactly like the Matrix, but they do shape perception, and perception affects belief. If people hear the same idea again and again, it slowly begins to feel true, even if they never fully examine it themselves. Repeated messages become part of everyday thinking. Over time, people stop questioning where those beliefs came from. This is why control does not always require violence. Sometimes control works best when people believe they are completely free while still following systems around them. If information is controlled, behavior can also be influenced. The way stories are told affects how people react emotionally, socially, and politically. The Matrix presents this idea in an extreme form. Machines create an artificial world that keeps humans passive and unaware. But the deeper message is about how easy it can be for perception to shape reality. People often accept the world they are shown, not because they are weak, but because human beings naturally trust familiar systems. Most people want stability. They want routines that feel safe and understandable. That is why questioning reality can feel uncomfortable. It forces people to examine beliefs they accepted without thinking, and that may be the real warning hidden inside the Matrix. Do you think modern systems influence how people think? Tell me below. History and control of reality. The idea of controlling perception did not begin with modern technology. Long before computers and artificial intelligence, powerful groups already understood that controlling information could shape how people saw reality. Throughout history, empires used stories, laws, and public messages to guide society. Leaders understood that belief could be just as powerful as force. If people accepted a certain version of reality, they were more likely to follow rules and systems without resistance. Religion also played a major role in shaping how societies understood the world. For many people, religious systems explain life, morality, fear, and purpose. These beliefs helped build communities, but they also influenced how people thought and behaved. Governments shaped public belief in similar ways. Information given to the public affected how people viewed enemies, wars, leaders, and even themselves. In many periods of history, only certain groups controlled education and communication. This gave them strong influence over what society accepted as truth. Fear has also been used repeatedly throughout history. When people are afraid, they often become easier to guide and control. Fear can unite groups, but it can also silence questions and reduce independent thinking. This pattern appears again and again across different civilizations and time periods. The Matrix connects to this idea in a simple but powerful way. The movie shows a world where perception is controlled completely. Humans believe a false reality because the system around them constantly reinforces it. History shows smaller versions of the same pattern. When information is controlled, reality itself can begin to feel controlled too. People often build their understanding of the world from the information they receive every day. This is why those who control information often gain influence over society itself, not because they control reality directly, but because they influence how reality is understood. Neo and human awakening. In the Matrix, Neo represents something bigger than just a hero. He represents awareness. He is the character who begins to question the world around him instead of blindly accepting it. At the start of the movie, Neo lives like everyone else. He follows routines, works his job, and moves through life without fully understanding why something feels wrong. Deep inside, he senses that the world around him is incomplete. That feeling pushes him to search for answers. This is what separates Neo from most people inside the Matrix. He asks questions. Most humans prefer comfort over truth. A comfortable lie often feels safer than a difficult reality. Truth can be painful because it forces people to face uncertainty. It can break routines, beliefs, and systems that once felt stable. That is why many people avoid difficult truths. Humans naturally want safety and predictability. When a belief has existed for a long time, questioning it can feel frightening. People fear losing certainty. They fear isolation. And sometimes they fear discovering that the world works very differently from what they once believed. The Matrix shows this fear clearly. When Neo learns the truth, his reality completely changes. The life he trusted disappears. He realizes that everything around him was designed to keep him unaware. Waking up is painful because it destroys the comfort of illusion. This idea connects strongly to modern life. Today, people also question systems around them. Some question media, technology, education, politics, or social expectations. Others question ideas about identity, success, or reality itself. Asking questions can feel uncomfortable because it challenges familiar thinking. But awareness often begins that way. Not with answers, with questions. Neo's awakening represents the moment a person stops accepting everything automatically and starts examining the systems influencing their life. It does not mean every system is evil or false. It simply means awareness grows when people think critically instead of blindly following what they are told. That is the deeper meaning behind Neo's journey. The real battle is not only against machines, it is against unconscious living. And maybe that is why the story still feels powerful today. If you discovered your world was fake, would you want to know? The brain as a simulation machine. One of the most interesting ideas in the Matrix is that reality may already be a kind of simulation inside the mind. Modern science gives us clues that support this idea in a simple way. The brain does not just react to the world, it predicts it. Instead of waiting for every detail, the brain fills in missing information to make life faster and smoother. This helps people move, think, and react quickly. But it also means that what we experience is not a full picture of reality. It is a constructed version. This is why humans can be fooled so easily. The placebo effect is one example. When people believe they are receiving treatment, their body can actually respond as if they are healing, even if the treatment has no real medical power. Belief alone changes physical experience. Optical illusions are another example. A simple image can trick the brain into seeing movement, depth, or color that is not truly there. The eyes see the same thing, but the brain interprets it differently. False memories show this even more clearly. People can remember events that never happened, or remember them in a different way than they actually occurred. Over time, the brain rebuilds memory based on emotion, suggestion, and repetition. All of this shows one simple idea. The brain is not a perfect recorder of reality. It is an active builder of experience. This connects directly to the Matrix idea. In the movie, machines create a full reality for the mind to experience. In real life, the brain already creates a version of reality from incomplete signals. Humans do not experience the world directly. They experience the brain's interpretation of it. This means reality, as we know it, is partly constructed inside the mind every moment. And if the brain is always building reality, then, in a way, we are already living inside a natural simulation created by our own biology. Free will versus programming. A deep question in the Matrix is whether humans are truly free, or if they are following a kind of hidden programming. At first, most people believe every decision they make is fully their own. But when we look closer, the answer becomes less simple. Human behavior is influenced by many things. DNA plays a role that affects natural traits like energy levels, emotional response, and certain tendencies. Some people are naturally calmer, while others react more strongly to stress. These patterns are not fully chosen. The environment also plays a big role. The place where a person grows up shapes their beliefs, habits, and understanding of the world. Family, culture, education, and surroundings all influence how someone thinks. Then there is the subconscious mind. Much of human behavior happens automatically. People form habits over time. They repeat actions without thinking. They react to situations based on past experiences rather than active choice. These patterns become deeply ingrained in daily life. This is what makes the question of free will complicated. If decisions are shaped by biology, environment, and subconscious habits, then how much of life is truly a direct choice? In many cases, people feel like they are choosing freely, but they are also following patterns they did not consciously design. This idea connects back to the Matrix concept of programming. In the movie, humans are controlled by systems they do not see. In real life, programming is not digital. It is psychological, biological, and environmental. Habits, conditioning, and repeated experiences guide behavior more than most people realize. This does not mean humans have no control at all, but it does suggest that many actions may come from deeper systems operating in the background of the mind. The question then becomes simple but powerful. How much of your life is truly your choice, and how much of it is programming you never noticed? Modern Matrix systems. The ideas shown in the Matrix feel more connected to modern life than ever before. In the movie, machines control what humans see. In today's world, technology does something similar in a different way. Online platforms use algorithms to decide what people see on their screens. These systems study behavior and then show content based on interest, emotion, and attention patterns. This means two people can search the same topic but still see completely different results. Social media also changes perception. It does not just show information. It organizes it in a way that keeps people engaged. Over time, this can shape what people believe is important, normal, or true. Without noticing, people begin to see a filtered version of reality. Artificial intelligence adds another layer. It helps create content, recommend ideas, and influence what people focus on. As a result, attention is guided in subtle ways. People may feel like they are choosing freely, but their choices are often shaped by what they are shown most often. This leads to a strange situation. Different people now live in different online realities. One person may see one version of events, while another sees something completely different. Both believe their version is correct, because that is the only version they experience. The main idea is simple. Technology already filters reality every day. It does not fully control life like in the movie, but it does influence what people see, think, and focus on. And what people focus on slowly becomes their understanding of the world. Do you think we already live inside a modern version of the Matrix? Evolution, consciousness, and the future. As time moves forward, human awareness continues to grow. People are starting to ask deeper questions about life, reality, and consciousness. Ideas that once felt strange are now becoming part of normal discussion. In the Matrix, awakening means seeing the truth behind illusion. In real life, awakening can simply mean questioning what we accept without thinking. The human brain and consciousness are still not fully understood. Science continues to study how thoughts, awareness, and perception actually work. Even with advanced research, many parts of human experience remain unclear. Because of this, some people believe humanity may slowly be waking up, not in a sudden way, but in small steps. People begin to question systems, beliefs, and the nature of reality itself. This does not mean everything is false or controlled. It simply means awareness is expanding. Humans are becoming more curious about how their minds work and how the world influences them. The future depends on this awareness. If people understand how perception works, they may make more conscious choices. If they do not, they may continue living without questioning the systems around them. Either way, the direction of the future is not fixed. It is shaped by understanding, curiosity, and awareness. In the end, the message of the Matrix is not only about machines or science fiction, it is about how humans live without questioning the systems around them. The Matrix is not just a digital world. It is a symbol of unconscious living, where people accept reality without thinking deeply about it. When we combine all the ideas from this video, perception, biology, systems, and awareness, a simple picture appears. Reality is not only what exists outside, it is also shaped by how it is seen, understood, and believed. The movie reminds us that questioning is the first step toward awareness. When people begin to ask why, they start to see beyond automatic thinking. That is the deeper message hidden inside the story. Questioning reality is the beginning of waking up. You may not live inside a machine simulation, but you do live inside systems that shape what you see, think, and believe.